All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Athlete and Artist Show. I am the host, the artist, Kyle Fortch, and finally, we have our athlete host back in the building, Mr. Zach Boychuk. How are you?
Oh, I'm back. I'm
You're
good.
back.
Finally out of quarantine. Finally can live my life up here in Canada, and excited to be back on the show.
Yeah, the guy just got back from winning the German leagues.
Yeah, the German Stanley Cup. Pretty pretty exciting times.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Le-
It was a long 4 months. We were kind of stuck in our bubble over there, and weren't really allowed to go out and do too much. All the restaurants were closed. Um, in Germany, like if you wanted to go to the mall or like a retail store, you had to get like a quick COVID test in the morning
oh, really?
and take like an email, like and everything to go like shopping at Lululemon or something. So I just
Oh,
didn't do any shopping, didn't eat at any restaurants, and just played hockey for 5 months straight.
jeez. That's got to be tough when, like, the off days and stuff like that. If you got, like, a significant amount of days off in a row and you're just like, well, what are we going to do?
Yeah, the first couple of months that I was there, we had like a lot of off days, and we just tried to hang out in our little bubble, hang out with the guys, go over and cook some meals, and sometimes we'd order in. But there was a lot of late night YouTube parties that we had together, just watching YouTube, having a couple German beers and stuff. But we definitely found a way. The last 2 months we were playing every other day, and lots of travel and playoffs. So there wasn't much time to do anything anyways.
Yeah. Did you get to experience a lot of, like, the country before it got super packed with hockey? Like, were you able to explore a lot, or?
A little bit, yeah. Like when we'd always go on the road, I would always take the day before to like walk around the big cities that we were in and see all the cool buildings, churches, and kind of get a feel for the German culture. So
Cool.
definitely not as much as I'd like. I didn't get to like drive around or anything. I mean, I traveled around a little bit in Berlin, which is an awesome city, just a massive city too. Like so many people there and so many cool things to see. So I did a lot of that at home, but wasn't able to get out as much unless we were on the road playing another team.
Fair enough. And probably it was tough, like you said, everything was locked down too. So there were certain things you probably didn't get to experience that you probably would have liked to in normal life.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've heard the club scene in Berlin is pretty crazy, and I didn't get to go to any underground clubs, so maybe next year when I go back.
Yeah, you re-signed, hey?
Yeah, got a 3-year contract, so pretty excited to go back with
There you go.
Berlin and try and win it again. Maybe
There you
this
go.
time in front of fans.
Yeah. That must have been tough. Just the entire season with no fans. At least in, like, out here, they started letting fans in the U.S. a little bit, like during
Yeah, it would have
playoffs
been
and
really
stuff.
nice,
But
especially in the playoffs, and
yeah,
when we won that last game, it was a Friday night in Berlin. We would have had 16,000 fans yelling and screaming, and instead, we just had us in there and like
yelling
a
and
few of the
screaming.
TV crew guys, but we still had a pretty good party after. I think we were at the rink till like 4 or 5 in the morning. Some guys slept at the rink, just partied all night long, and even into the next couple days. And we couldn't have our parade, so we kind of took the cup like all to our like favorite spots in Berlin and tried to make the most out of it and kind of
Yeah,
create our own parade. But it was pretty cool just to win either way.
yeah, that's awesome, man. That would be a crazy experience out there. You got your arena fits 16,000 fans.
Yeah, it's a
It's
massive arena. We're
massive.
actually owned by the same owner that owns the LA Kings and the Lakers, and they have all these different buildings all over the world. And one of the best buildings is in Berlin, Mercedes-Benz Arena, and it's a pretty nice rink.
That's unreal. So you're gonna get some sick rings for winning, hey?
Yeah, pretty excited. Like normally in Europe, you don't get rings. You might get like a watch or like some bonus money or something, but
Still
because we're
not
owned
bad.
by the same guy, like as the LA Kings, he's like, oh well, all my championship teams get rings. The Kings, the Lakers, like I want the rings to match. So So now, pretty excited to see what our rings are going to be like when we get them.
That's unreal. It'll probably be like the nicest rings any European team's ever gotten.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it was a COVID year, so we might not get the most expensive rings that we would normally get, but I'm sure they'll find a way to do it up nice. But
Yeah.
um, how have you been the last couple months? I haven't seen you in quite a while, so
Yeah, it's
5 months since I got back.
yeah, it's been a long time. Not bad. Just been trying to keep the podcast going, doing music stuff. It's been kind of a
You had
roller
a song
coaster.
come out, you and
Yeah,
Afro Man,
yeah. Me and Alphaman had a song come out back in February, I think it was. So
pretty
that did
catchy
well.
song.
Yeah, that did. It's been doing pretty well. I mean, it got on Rolling Stone. A couple other big media outlets have done some articles with it, which was pretty cool. Definitely the Rolling Stone one. I mean, I got off a record deal from it, which was kind of cool. Can't say from who
Unbelievable.
yet, but um, yeah, it's hopefully that works out. But yeah, it's been
Exciting things coming.
yeah, man. It'll be sweet. I'm supposed to be opening up a new bar here next month, so that'll be interesting as well. Once hopefully stuff gets going back up in Calgary, but who knows if we're gonna have a stampede or not. They say we are,
Yeah,
but
I think the Stampede's going. You don't think so, but I'm betting my money on it.
I
So
mean,
we'll
I'm
see.
I'm starting to get more hopeful. But I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm just I was really hopeful last year, and then it didn't happen, so it kind of broke my heart. So I'm just trying to save the heartstrings just in case, because Stampede's like normally my vacation. So
Yeah, 10 days of fun. Well, actually, you can almost make it into 14 if you really want to try,
yeah,
but
11 including
um,
sneak a peek, and then 14 if you include all the other parties. But yeah,
definitely like Las Vegas, but on steroid, like on like basically as rodeo style
yeah.
concerts, and um, hopefully the weather's good in July.
Yeah, you never know. It usually rains at least once during Stampede, though. But we'll see.
Yeah,
Who knows? It
and
might
then you got the
snow.
rodeo, and but there's no chuck wagons this year.
Yeah, I heard that. No chucks. Apparently, there's not going to be a dance floor in the tents either. I don't know
No
how.
dance floors allowed, so
I don't.
just you gotta
Yeah,
probably gotta sit at a table with like only a few people.
yeah. I don't know how true that is, but someone that works at Nashville North or works at Nashville North told me that. But
Yeah,
who knows by July if they're saying no restrictions or like the Alberta government is saying no restrictions. Who knows?
yeah. It sounds like Alberta wants to open it wide open,
Yeah.
just like Florida and Texas. Just
I think
get
they're
going.
waiting a little bit. They're waiting for some numbers to back up the open. They're not just saying screw it, open it back up.
I guess we'll find. Well,
But
they have to have the Stampede. They're basically saying like no matter
yeah,
what. So that's why it's like lining up perfectly for everything to open up for the
yeah,
Stampede.
fair enough. Kind of a big weekend in terms of media and event wise, hey, with Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, loved watching those fights last night. I
Would you?
was probably more impressed with the first couple fights. I mean, obviously everybody wanted to see Mayweather and Logan Paul, but what do you think of the fight?
Um, I thought it was interesting. I thought Floyd was just playing with him the entire time. I kind of expected that. It was hilarious because Floyd was pushing the pace for basically the entire fight, and he only for the first 4 rounds he threw like 3 punches and just tiring Logan out. It was making him
Yeah,
look silly.
I think it was probably scripted. Like I think at this point we can kind of conclude that Floyd wasn't really gonna pound on him and wasn't really gonna show him exactly what he's got. It's like the first couple rounds, Floyd just backed up, just let him try to tire him out, like you said.
Yeah,
And Logan like went for a little flurry there at the end of a couple of the rounds, and then probably just tired out. And then Floyd was like, "All right, I'm gonna take it to him," and but then never ended up really taking it to him. So, but either way, I thought the whole show was not bad, pretty good.
yeah. I caught I guess the second half of the event. Missed the first two fights. We were out golfing, and then got to a patio, and they had it on, and I was pumped. It's like, okay, sweet. I don't have to stream it illegally now.
The
Uh,
patio out in the cold,
yeah.
cold summer in Calgary, raining,
Yeah, it was not a great patio experience, but if you
but you got to see the fights.
yeah, I got to see the fights. We were dedicated. My buddies weren't as dedicated. They wanted to go, but I made them stay.
Yeah,
It's
they
like
toughed it out with you.
they toughed it out.
Wow.
But
Just to watch Logan Paul and Floyd just rob the whole world of a bunch of money.
do you think Floyd could have finished anytime he wanted?
I th I mean, Logan's a pretty big dude, but I think if he really wanted to go at him, I think he probably like would have knocked him out. But
Yeah.
I'm sure it seems like Logan and Jake they do a lot of training, so they're not just YouTubers. I would say I'd like to see Jake fight Floyd next, but
Yeah, I think Jake would be a little bit more aggressive than Logan was. I think Logan was
yeah,
kind of just loving the moment.
yeah, he just wanted to get to the end, just wanted to
Yeah.
be able to say that he went 8 rounds with the best boxer of all time,
Yeah.
which I mean, good for him, but I think Jake would have went for the knockouts.
Yeah, Logan kind of swung a couple haymakers, but Floyd was just dodging him. He hit him a couple times, but not he didn't hit him with the power that like McGregor did when they in their event. Like
Yeah,
McGregor almost
they
dropped him.
they were both just playing defense by the end, just throwing
Yeah.
muffins and clearly staged, but good on them. They made a lot of money, got on the big stage, Showtime. Like
Yeah.
that's no joke. Wearing his Pokemon card on his chest.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Just around a diamond chain.
A
He has
hundred
a
and fifty
Pokemon.
thousand dollar Charizard card, like unbelievable.
Insane. At least they let Jake in too. Originally he was banned from stealing Floyd's hat, I think, and then they let him in
Yeah,
the arena.
gotcha hat. I'm surprised they let him in there, and then he was just like yelling and screaming the whole time and lost his
Yeah.
voice. And
He kept
but
saying Logan was up on the scorecards. I was like, you're delusional. I don't know what you're talking about, Jake.
and maybe he doesn't know boxing as much as he thinks.
Floyd's interview was kind of funny after. He was like, oh yeah, he was better than I thought he was going to be.
He was better than I thought he was going to be, but if he would have fought guys in his own weight class, he'd be in big trouble.
Yeah. And Logan was
Which,
like, so Mayweather Paul too? Or Floyd just laughed at him.
I don't know if anybody would buy the number 2 for that one, but
I don't think so. I don't even know
I'd
if
like
they
to
would buy
see.
Jake either, like after that.
Yeah, maybe not. You're probably
Who
right.
knows?
I'd
Maybe.
like to see like McGregor fight one of those two brothers, but
I'd like to see McGregor and Floyd again.
yeah, that'd be a good one.
But McGregor and Jake would be interesting. I think McGregor would kill him.
Yeah, I
But
mean, they're both probably similar, like a little bit closer in size as opposed to Floyd and Logan, but
oh yeah, yeah for sure.
um,
I mean,
probably
Jake's
be a
fighting
little
Woodley
different.
next. Sorry.
It'd probably be a little different. It's just like I find it more entertaining watching the guys who don't know how to like watching the like you don't really like those two fights that were in the middle of the like the Ocho Cinco fight and the last fight. Like
Yeah,
it's kind of fun watching them, but you just know that they're both playing defense, and I mean, for the most part, guys aren't getting knocked out. I like watching guys who don't really know what they're doing and that haven't
yeah.
been training their whole lives and just throwing haymakers.
That third fight, that it ended in a knockout or a TKO, didn't it?
Yeah,
He
that's right.
dropped him like three
No,
times in that round. Apparently, it was the first
yeah,
3 times he's ever been dropped.
no way.
Yeah, that's what the commentators were saying.
Yeah, and the second fight was actually pretty good too. It was just
Yeah,
went the full 10 rounds and was pretty close. Could have went either way, but um, I definitely like the less experienced ones because you never know what can happen.
yeah. I mean, what do you think about Jake fighting Tyrone Woodley coming up in August? I think
I
it
I
is.
think it's a bit of a cop out for Jake again. Like he's not fighting a real boxer. He's going
Yeah,
back into like the same, like he's already done that before. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure it'll be a good fight, and people will pay to watch it. It's going to be on Showtime again, and they're going to make a lot of money. But hopefully, they get some other good fights on that fight card.
yeah. You left Triller to go to Showtime. Signed a big contract with Showtime, I guess.
Probably
Um,
making bank.
I mean, he's like you said, he's doing the same exact thing. He's fighting another wrestler that hasn't won in since 2018. So it's like, okay,
All right.
at least fight a boxer.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I mean, Tyron Woodley obviously has knockout power. I mean, he can mess guys up, but he's not a boxer. He's a
Yeah, like
wrestler.
they'll have good press conferences and then the big lead up, and then I don't know, it'll probably be the same. Jake probably knows he can beat him, and he'll just keep climbing up to his next big opponent. He's
Yeah.
definitely got a plan.
Yeah, I mean, he's not dumb, that's for sure. He's taking fights that he knows he's gonna win, and with every win, he pisses more people off, and people get more mad and just want to see him get knocked out even more.
I just want to see him fight Evander Kane. Like, just let Evander Kane come in. All of Canada would watch that. I mean, maybe he's not as big as a name as all these other guys, but
Yeah,
I think it'd be pretty great to see it. Like, just get all different athletes to go at him.
yeah. Like you said though, I don't think he has the numbers that for even Jake to consider it.
He's probably not quite big enough pull,
Like,
especially for like Showtime, and like he wouldn't be a main
yeah,
event type of thing for
no,
Kaner, unfortunately.
I don't think it would sell. Like, I think the Paul Askren fight sold what 1.7 pay-per-views,
Is
1.7
that what it
million.
was?
I think something like that. Um, I don't think Kane would even if he fought Kane. I don't even think he would touch a million. I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
Jake, but I don't know.
They'd have to really play it up somehow. But I think
Yeah, it'd be an
Jake's at the
interesting fight
point
though.
where everybody just wants to see him lose so bad. So it doesn't matter who he fights. Like everybody's gonna watch.
True, true. I mean, if
But
maybe he'll eventually fight a hockey player. That'd be interesting. He's fighting guys from every other sport.
I'd
I
like
mean,
to see it.
he
It
fought a
seems like
basketball player, so I mean, you may as well fight a guy from a sport that there's actually fighting in the sport.
well, at this point, like there's probably gonna be like sport fighting leagues. Like you have
Yeah,
the YouTubers have their own league. You have the TikTokers are going against the YouTubers,
yeah. This
and
weekend.
then you have Snoop Dogg wanting to create like a fight club where it's like celebrities and all this stuff fighting against each other. So
We're gonna see Zach Boychuk out there in the ring one day, or what?
maybe, yeah, maybe I'll be fighting like a little baseball player or something and try and pick a guy in my weight class, see how it goes.
What do you think of the TikTok versus YouTubers coming out this weekend? Are you gonna indulge in that, or are you gonna just don't really care?
Honestly, like these TikTokers are kind of like too young for me. I never really got into the TikTok. I guess some of the YouTubers I kind of know. It seems like a lot of them are from overseas, so I don't think I'll be. I mean, maybe I'll tune in just to kind of see what it's like. But
Yeah,
I mean, you have the main ones that they've definitely pumped it up and tried to create a bit of a storyline there. But
yeah. I think it's gonna be silly, to be honest with you, just because of the rule set. Like, I think they have to wear 14-ounce gloves with headgear. I'm like, it's not a boxing
yeah,
match. This is a televised sparring event. Like, let's not get it twisted here.
that's a little embarrassing. But I
And it's
guess
like Bryce is
I'd
like,
like
oh,
to
I'm gonna
see.
knock him out. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, no one's getting knocked out wearing headgear and 14-ounce gloves, Bryce. Come on, I love you, but
I kind of hope he does. But
really,
I'd like to see that Harry Jowsey get in there. He'd be pretty good.
he was
It'd be
supposed
tough
to.
to find another guy with how big he is to find somebody in his weight class though.
Yeah, he's like 6'5", two something, I think.
And you're repping his gear.
Rocking the boyfriend dick hoodie. Thanks, Harry. Appreciate it. But he was
Thanks,
supposed
Harry.
to. He
Come
was
on the
supposed to fight
pod.
on the card. Yeah, come on the pod, Harry. Come on the pod.
Come on the pod, Harry.
He was saying he was supposed to fight on the TikTok versus YouTube card, I think, or a Triller
And
event,
then
one of the two. But
and then
he's up.
somebody bailed or something.
Yeah, I think that's what he was saying. So that kind of sucks because I think he was training in the same gym as like Bryce and Taylor Holder and those guys were.
Oh, I'm sure he'll get in the ring at some point. It just seems like too much money for these guys to turn down.
Yeah,
All
it's
the sponsors that they're getting. Like, did you see Logan Paul wearing that QR code on his shirt at one point? So
no.
people would take a QR code and he promoted like some crypto or some like blockfolio trading thing. Like he's like makes so much money just on the sponsors probably.
Yeah, he probably made somewhere around $10 million for this fight, including the
Yeah, I
sponsors and
think
stuff.
that's kind of what they estimated. They said Floyd would probably make around 50 million and he would make around 10. But who knows with the sponsors and stuff.
Yeah. Some guy in the bar was telling this other table, he was like, "Yeah, Logan's only getting 250,000 for this fight." I'm like, "Are you out of your mind?"
I think officially like they were like guaranteed only like 750, and I think Floyd was guaranteed 10 million, but they still get 50% of the pay-per-views or something.
Yeah.
So
And Floyd made
that's
30
gonna be
million
it.
dollars leading up to the fight.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no way that they were fighting for 250 grand
No.
or even 750, whatever it was.
No, they cleared that for sure. I mean, Ben Askren when he fought Jake, I think got six something or seven something as the official, like his official purse, but it didn't count
Yeah,
his pay-per-view cut or his sponsors or anything like that.
yeah, that's pretty solid money. And they had all
Yeah.
those big like artists performing and stuff. So I think I prefer watching the fights over the artists, but
Yeah.
there
That
wasn't,
whole event was a circus.
yeah, little too much.
A little much for
But
sure.
Justin Bieber, fellow Canadian, got to do some performing. So
Yeah. He forgot he had one less song left. Remember that? He's like, "Oh
so
shit.
yeah,
I have
I'm
one more
out.
song."
See ya. But I'm sure they're gonna take all this money and probably put it into crypto.
Yeah, let's get into some crypto. How's your
Now
crypto
that
been
we're
looking,
now that we're
Boychuk?
crypto experts,
Yeah, I don't know about me, but I think you're learning more about it than I am. I'm still looking at my SafeMoon account and watching it go down. So
yeah, you dipped your toes in after you watched me lose like 70% of my money after the first day putting it in. You're like, okay, like it's dipping right now. I'm gonna put money in, and then it just kept dipping, and we were like,
yeah,
okay, maybe crypto isn't it. But actually, it's been pretty fun for me, like watching it every day and like being a part of it on Twitter. Like the
yeah,
crypto Twitter is insane. Like
yeah.
people
Every day
are.
you're promoting a different coin or wallet or something.
I got a couple ads going, making some good bank on the side, but still trying to learn it all. Like I've been
Yeah,
listening to all these Twitter spaces, listening to podcasts, like watching videos, trying to get a feel for like the good coins. And like you always hear the main ones. You always hear the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, like all these ones. But Dogecoin, like I love the meme coins.
yeah,
Like the meme coins are the best. Like with all the crazy names, and they have the like dogs, all the different types of dogs. Like, and you're only in Safe Moon right now?
yeah. I'm only in SafeMoon. We had another coin offer me a position in their marketing team or as their relations manager or something like that, where they're gonna pay me like a ton of coins, but it doesn't really transfer over into a lot of money yet in terms of Canadian or US dollars, but should be
I mean,
interesting.
you never know with these coins though.
You
Like
never
this
know.
coin could take off, and if they pay you in their coins and it goes 100x, then
Yeah,
you probably made a good deal doing a little bit of marketing for
for
if you
sure.
can really help their coins. But um, no, I've been loving like we need to get somebody on the pod to really like who knows what they're doing. I've been in it. We've been in it for what, 3 weeks,
Something like
four
that. Not
weeks,
long. There's people that have been
and
in it for like years already. Like,
I'm obsessed. Like I'm like talking to my family about it. I'm on the computer screen all day looking at charts, and I'm on my phone, and I got like these like blue light glasses so that I'm like so that I can my eyes don't hurt at the end of the day. But
really, you're deep in it.
I'm like, yeah, but I'm making money. Like my
Yeah,
wallet is looking nice right now. So
just gonna retire from hockey to be in crypto full time.
just a side gig for the summer.
Yeah.
Like I don't do much social media during the hockey season, so then I'm focused. But during the summertime, I work out in the morning and then come home, and I'm like, all right, well, what do I got to do today? Well, today we're recording a podcast, and then after I'll probably go look at my charts and check out which coins are doing well and which coins I got to get out of, and try and make some money.
There you go.
But We'll get into a little bit of hockey talk or what?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
We
Montreal
got
Canadiens just
Carey
embarrassing.
Price.
Carey Price embarrassing the
Have you
Maple Leafs.
have you seen the shirts that say 3-1 and then on the other side it's like
Yeah,
highlights of him making all these saves and it says like Toronto, you're up 3-1
yeah,
with 3-1 on
so
the back,
funny.
Carey Price.
Did you see there was the Blue Jays are playing out of Buffalo, I think, and there were fans that went to the Blue Jays game with signs that was like, "You gave up a 3-1 series lead, and we stole your baseball team."
I saw that meme. I tweeted it out. I was like, like for like 3 days straight, I was just tweeting out like Toronto Maple Leaf memes. Like one of like the Stanley Cup guy with the Toronto Maple Leafs like golf bag
Oh,
instead of the Stanley Cup.
so funny.
Those
Oh
memes
man,
just like, and then I think they haven't won. They haven't made it past the first round since like 2004.
yeah,
Like the Atlanta
2004.
Thrashers like have the same amount of wins in the
So
first
bad.
round. It's like hilarious.
That's so bad. It's actually shocking because they had such a good young team. I mean, I know
Well,
Tavares got injured and and Muzzin got injured, but I mean, still, you'd think with a team like that, they'd be able to with the top goal scorer in the league,
they
and
just
all
can't
these young
figure it out
guys.
in the playoffs. Like I don't know what it is. I mean, I guess it seemed like the big guns were a little nervous. Obviously, playoffs is like way different, but and
Yeah,
then I mean, you're up 3-1. How do you not close it out? But
and I think
it's great for us because
how
then
many
we
of
can just laugh at them.
how many of those games went to overtime too? Like, how close were they to going to getting to the next round, and they just couldn't get it done.
Just couldn't find a way. But
And then
and then
Montreal
they
goes
bring
on.
in.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I was like, yeah, they bring in like Thornton, they bring in Spezza, they bring in all these guys who they think
Yeah.
like these guys are gonna help us get to the next level, and then it's still the same thing. So I don't know what. Maybe they just need to bring in some young guys, and I think like, Spezza and Thornton helped a lot, but at some point, you got to get to the next level, and
Yeah.
maybe that wasn't the right way to do it.
I mean, I still don't think they have a set, a solid goaltender either. Like Campbell was doing well, obviously, but they don't really have like one guy that they can rely on all the time. It seems like.
Yeah, and Anderson was hurt like for a
Yeah.
lot of the year, so you couldn't really just put him in the middle of playoffs. But
Yeah.
and who knows if he's going to be back there in the next couple of years? I think he's a UFA coming up pretty soon, so
Yeah.
it's going to be some crazy times in Toronto. I think the
What do you think?
next little bit.
What do you think of the rumors about them potentially trading Marner?
Yeah, I think that's crazy. Like you have a guy who finishes what top five in scoring, who's setting up Matthews like every game, and you
Yeah.
want to trade him. Like it's just the typical lead. Like he had to delete all his social media or something.
Really?
He deleted every single thing because people were just like
Ripping him?
constantly going at him, and
That's
it's like
tough.
that's how bad social media has become. Like nowadays, like you look at the Shifley hit, people just attacking him,
And his
Ethan Bear,
family.
getting attacked. Like if you're a hockey player in Canada, doesn't matter who you are,
Yeah.
like it'd be tough to be on social media.
Yeah. I mean, I think what was the stat? Marner hasn't scored in like 18 playoff games or something like that.
Yeah, I mean he's a disher, but yeah,
Yeah.
at some point you'd think he's got to find the back of the net
Yeah.
in the playoffs. So clearly
But
he's got to get over that hump, and
yeah.
I'm sure maybe Matthews a little bit too because he's scoring basically a goal a game during the regular season.
Yeah.
And what did he have? Just like maybe two or three goals in the playoffs, maybe not
If
even,
that.
but
I think he had one, didn't he?
maybe only one.
Maybe only
So
one.
yeah, it's I mean playoffs are a different animal.
Yeah. I
Trust
don't.
me, I've
Yeah. You would
I've been
know.
through it the last couple of years, just trying to yeah, a really good regular season. Like in Berlin with us this year, we were dominating every game, and in the playoffs, we were playing best of three. So if you lose the first
Yeah.
game, you have to win the last two. And we lost the first game in all three of our series. So like it's just like we're the top seed in our conference. We should have just dominated the first couple rounds,
Yeah.
and playoffs is just different. Like either you're trying too hard or you're um nervous or whatever it is. Like sometimes you just got to find that flow, and luckily we were able to figure it out in the last two games of our playoffs, but
That's a
or
tough
the
three
last two
game
games of our
series.
round. Oh, it was so crazy. Like if you had like a couple bad bounces here and there and you lose the first game, then
Yeah.
you have like it's like or like your goalie doesn't play well or like something like that's what happened to two of the top teams in the South Division in Germany. We had Munich and Mannheim. They just they couldn't find a way to beat some of these teams, and it's just because three game series. You never know.
Yeah. That's insane. I couldn't imagine
But
like the play. That seems so like so little games to decide a champion of the league. Like 3 games and all of the series are like that, or is the championship series 3 games too?
yeah, it was all three were three-game series. So
That's
like
crazy.
they added some extra games onto us like halfway through the season. So I think they wanted to maybe make a little bit more money on the TV sales and stuff. And then so there's more games and stuff. More teams could make a little bit of money on the TVs. And then once we hit playoffs, we had to finish before the World Championship started. So they were
Oh,
like, we have basically 6 weeks, not even. I think it was like 20. No, it was 21 days. We had to fit in, I think, uh, three-game series in 21 days. So we were playing back to back every night.
so Germany's not normally 3 game series for playoffs. It was just changed for this year.
Normally seven. So
Okay,
it's
that makes
special
sense then.
COVID year, and we were pretty like because we would have been fine if it would have been 7 game series. Like we probably
Yeah.
would have found a way to win because we were the top seed. But um, those 3 game series are still a lot scarier.
Yeah, no kidding. And then like
But
even back to the NHL, the Stanley Cup playoffs. Montreal, I mean, comes back against Toronto. Then now they're up 3-0 against Winnipeg, and they crushed them the other night.
who could have saw that coming? I mean, I think every single analyst picked Toronto to beat Montreal. Now probably like 80%, I would say, would pick Winnipeg, but Montreal just it's coming to play. Carey Price and
Yeah,
they're winning 1 goal games. It's pretty
yeah.
impressive.
Besides the other night, I think, or last night, I guess it was, they won 5-1. Just thumped them.
Dominated. Yeah, they played well the other night.
Do you
And
think Winnipeg can come back, or do you think again because their injuries? I mean, you feel like people are going to say Montreal is just lucky that all these teams are playing are either injuries or Shifley suspended. Like they're getting a little
yeah,
bit easier of a road.
I mean they're definitely banged up, but with they had a couple crazy games against Edmonton and then ended up sweeping them, but
Yeah,
I don't think they really played that well in the Edmonton series either. They just kind of scraped by and now it's kind of showing, Montreal is just they got big bodies, they're
yeah,
hard to play against, they got good D and obviously great goaltending and they're probably going to end up going on to the next round being up 3-0. It's tough to come back.
yeah. What do you think of the Shifley hit and the
I was not a
suspension?
fan of it. Like I kind of made a few tweets about it. I compared it to the Kadri hit. I thought it was worse than the Kadri hit.
Yeah, I saw that tweet.
I think Scheifele could have at least tried to put his stick on the puck, and then
Yeah,
if he didn't get the puck or whatever, like then follow through and make your check, and hopefully it's not in the head. But he didn't even try and play for the puck.
no, he
He
just blew him
went
up.
for a hit that a lot of guys are saying that it went off his chest and then to his head, but still, like the way that he was skating in, like he skated all the way from the far blue line
Yeah,
all the way to the end of the ice. Yeah, he glided for the last 10 meters, but he still absolutely killed him and wanted to kill him. So
yeah. I mean, there
four
was
games was fair.
there was cameras. I think there was a camera that had Shifley the entire time, and he like just put his head down like 2 or 3 times and was just ripping down the ice, and
Yeah, he
no
was
effort to
just
slow
pissed.
down. He was, I hated it. I hated that hit. There was one, the
And
puck was already in the net, pretty much. Like so, hitting him is not going to stop the puck. The only thing that could have stopped the puck from going in the net is like you said, trying to play the stick or the puck itself, not blowing him
yeah,
up after the puck's already in the net. What's that going to do? Nothing.
exactly. it's clear there was intent there, and
Yeah.
that's what happens. You lose one of your star players for 4 games in a pretty crucial series.
And
But
then Scheifele comes out and he's like, "Oh, I think the suspension was excessive. I was shocked." Blah blah blah. I'm like, what do you mean?
I mean, we'll just hope Evans is okay. I actually
Yeah.
got to play with him at the Spengler Cup a couple of years ago. He was a young,
Nice.
up and coming rookie, and Team Canada saw, they wanted to bring him over and play him. So we ended up playing together, and that was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah. I think he got diagnosed with a concussion. I'm not sure how bad the concussion is, but or how long he's going to be out. But hopefully, there's not any permanent damage, and hopefully he can. I mean, if he can come back during their next series or whatever, that'd be greater if they get to the cup. But yeah, it's definitely unnecessary hit. And a lot of guys, I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, there's no such thing as an unnecessary hit. Like, what are they gonna do? Evans' head was down. Like, are they just gonna give him a free goal?" I'm like, "Well, that's an empty net. It is a free goal. Why? I mean, you're not gonna stop that goal from going in the net by just blowing a guy up and dumping him on his head."
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like, you're not really thinking of protecting yourself in that situation when you're just trying
Exactly.
to wrap around the puck and put it in because
Yeah.
you have the empty net. But
When the last time you
I
look
don't
back, a
know.
guy's on the other side of the ice, like you were down there alone.
Yeah, you really just don't think somebody's gonna hammer you in the head. Like, yeah, it's fine. You can have your head down and put it in the net, but
Yeah.
you're hoping that they just hit you in the shoulder and you take the hit and whatever. But if it
Yeah.
hits you in the head or you flung back and
Yeah.
landed on the ice, like it's just tough to see. And I think the
Yeah.
whole country in Canada was talking about it. But
Yeah. Good on
um,
Ehlers though for kind of protecting Evans from the scrum, from him getting either
yeah,
stepped on or fallen on. So I mean, good on Ehlers at least watching out for him. But
that was unreal. That was the best part of it. I mean, like he noticed that how serious the situation was,
yeah.
and the whole scrum was basically moving towards him and going to
Yeah.
fall all over him. So he was blocking it, and I think at one point he went and like helped the trainers and like helped bring the stretcher out, and I was
Yeah.
like, this
Yeah.
Ehlers guy is a great guy. I've heard great things. His dad coaches over in Switzerland,
Nice.
and has been a great coach over there. So it's great to see, guys like that around the league. And I think, yeah, great, great player too.
Yeah. Yeah. That was class act from Ehlers there. I think the 4 games was fair. I mean, I think it could have been more, but I mean,
I
4 games
agree.
definitely isn't too many, like people are saying. That's for sure. And I mean, if they do somehow get to Game 6, I don't know. I mean, Montreal can close it out tonight, but if they do get to Game 6, I think he's gonna have to answer the bell once or twice for sure.
I think he's probably hoping that they don't get it to a game 6 because if you have Shea Weber and Ben Chariot and all these guys coming at you,
I was hoping Webbs got his hands on him during that after he hit him. Webbs was pissed.
he wanted
Oh,
to. Trust me, if he would have got his hands on him, he would have. It would not have been pretty.
Eb,
I know Webb's
uh,
pretty well, and he's a strong man.
yeah, I met him once at a wedding, and he's not a small human being.
Sycamoose guy, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah, he grew up in
BC guy.
Sycamoose. Yeah, yeah, I grew up in Salmon Army. He grew up in Sycamoose. Yeah, not a small human being, that's for sure. And he's got a fucking handshake, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I would not
just
want him
massive hands.
grabbing me.
You know what's weird though? He golfs left-handed and he plays hockey right-handed,
Really?
which that seems like most hockey players I know. I mean, a lot of hockey players will switch from like left to right, like when they golf, but I've never seen a
Interesting.
right-handed hockey player golf left-handed.
Interesting. Have you golfed
I
with
don't
him?
know if I don't know if he's actually left-handed. I went to him and Cody Franzen's golf tournament a couple years ago, and he was in the group behind me. He brought me in as like a celebrity back in the day. I guess people thought that I was a celebrity, but yeah, I was like at that point, my buddies know I was hitting the golf ball off the ground, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't tee it up. So I was hitting driver off the deck off the fairway, and I
What?
remember him being in the group behind me, and like he would always come up to my tee box because we were waiting, and he would always be like, "Chucky, what are you doing? Like tee the ball up." And I was like, no, like I just hit it straight, or if I put it up, I'll slice it or hook it or something. But and then I watched him golf, and he just kills the ball,
I
and
can
he
imagine.
shoots left-handed. Yeah,
That's
it's
hilarious.
crazy.
Uh, Franny married my sister.
Yeah, that's right.
not
You're
not blood not blood related sister, but like more family friend technically, but they're family.
yeah,
Grew up with
that's a
her and the
crazy
boys.
crazy coincidence.
It's
Franny's a great guy.
great wedding, great wedding.
Yeah, where
Just
was it?
open. It was in Kelowna
Kelowna.
years
Yeah,
ago. Yeah,
I knew
just
he
open
was living
bar.
out there for a while.
Yeah,
He was
great, beautiful
training
room.
with us at Crash here in Calgary for a while, so
Oh, really?
got to meet him a little bit. Yeah,
Nice.
really nice guy, and he
Yeah,
could kill the golf ball too.
yeah. I've heard
Like,
he's a great golfer.
that big wingspan. Probably, I think he was hitting him like 380. Like,
Jesus. I am
good
not a great
golfer.
golfer. I went golfing yesterday for the first time in a year, and it was not nice. I was like, I feel like I've never golfed before. Holy! I
Yeah, we.
had to putt my offhand too. It was bad.
I gotta hit the driving range before we get back at it, and we'll have to go out and play here soon.
For sure. They that Boulder Creek where we went a bunch of times last year. They renamed it. Apparently, it's owned by new owners now. It's called the Track or something
Oh yeah,
out in Langdon.
I'll have to go
Yeah,
go check it out.
interesting that they just changed the name, but yeah, new ownership. Um, yeah, it's not a great golfer, that's for sure. I'm no Shea Weber. I cannot hammer it 380 yards or whatever.
Oh man, and most of us hockey players can, but we just don't know where it's going. Like that's my problem. I hit it, 350 sometimes, and but it's not consistently straight. So
Says the guy who had like 6 birdies on our last round.
I get lucky once in a while, but it's very rare. It's usually like birdie, then double bogey, birdie, then triple bogey.
I think you were under par the last time we went on the front nine, and then you kind of just the back nine kind of caught up to you.
Just blew up. Pretty standard for my game. But hopefully the weather gets better here in Calgary. It's been pretty good the last almost too hot, but
Yeah, it was
um
like plus 30 for a few days there in the last week, and then it started raining again. I'm like, what is going on?
back to the rain in June. But so
Yeah,
usually you get in Canada we get two months, July and August where it's really
yeah,
nice, and then the other ones are kind of up and down. Like one day it can be snowing and the next
yeah,
day it can be 32. So you
yeah.
never know what you're gonna get.
You never know. You never know.
But
uh,
I'm hoping they open up the U.S. border here soon because I want to head down and get some golf in down there.
is it not open?
Still, like you could fly to the U.S. and not have to quarantine, but if you come back, you have
You have to
to
quarantine,
quarantine for 14 days.
even if
So
you're
it's
vaccinated.
even if you're vaccinated,
Really?
there's no exemptions yet. So,
Oh wow.
but they're saying it might open up here in the next month or 2 months.
Good thing we didn't go to Miami for the fights then, eh? A little last
Yeah,
minute.
we would have had to like fly back and quarantine somewhere, and I just went through a 2-week quarantine,
Yeah,
so
that would have been hell.
probably don't need another one of those. But
It would have been a good trip though if we didn't have to. That would have been just a
for sure,
last minute flight out to Miami.
yeah, they had the Bitcoin conference down
Yeah,
there, I think this weekend, and they had the Floyd Mayweather fight.
yeah.
So
Who was it that
we
invited us?
missed out.
Who was it that invited us on Twitter? That
Uh,
Chris Randone.
Chris Randone, Bachelor, one of the Bachelor favorites. He was on Bachelor in Paradise, I think, a couple times, and he's a huge Bitcoin guy and
Yeah,
stocks guy. So I like try and talk to him all the time and get the inside info. We'll have to have him on the pod. We'll see if we can get him to come on to
teach
teach
us
us
some things. Yeah.
the ins and outs, because otherwise we'll just probably lose our money in the crypto.
Yeah, no kidding. Especially with the coins that we're in right now. I
All
wish.
the meme coins, but they're
Yeah,
so fun.
Dave Portnoy needs to start pumping SafeMoon again. He's like, oh, I put $40,000 in this, and I haven't seen a tweet about it since.
I think Safe Moon's doomed. Like right now, it's like when I bought in, I think it was, um, I think it's like 70% less now. than what it was. So I took a
Yeah.
hard loss on Safe Moon, and I mean the whole Bitcoin and everything like crashed just because
Yeah.
of Elon Musk and they say China, but I'm hoping that it bounces back and we can make some money.
Yeah, Elon's it's weird how Elon can just manipulate the market like that and he's not getting in trouble for it. He just keeps, shitting on Bitcoin and trying to pump Doge, and I think he flipped it again at some point. Now he's back to pushing Doge and
It's
sewering
hard to
Bitcoin.
keep
It's
up
like,
with him. He has like new tweets every day. He tweeted one, I think it was called like cum rocket or something crazy, like some meme coin, and it went up like 1,000% just because he tweeted about it. And I was like, all this stuff is like completely insane.
we need an Elon
But
Musk Safe Moon tweet. We can
I
get some
really
of
need
our
him to
money
pump
back.
SafeMoon so we can invest into the pod.
That's hilarious. Well, there was that one coin that said they went up like 20% after you tweeted them.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it was like
crazy. Like on
party coin or something like that. They they were like,
Party
yeah,
Coin,
went
give a
up
couple tweets
20%.
and oh, it's crazy.
Hilarious.
Be a Bitcoin influencer, crypto influencer. That's my goal.
It's
No, I'm
the new
just
thing,
kidding.
hey? That's the new thing.
You'll be marketing for Party Coin, and I'll be influencing for other coins. It'll be hilarious.
I feel like we're making more money going your route than marketing just for one.
Yo, with you, you never know. The coin could take off, and then
True.
you're laughing.
I need to get that blue check mark. I don't know. They still won't give it to me. Maybe then I'll start getting some
Your
brand
Afro
deals
Man
for.
song wasn't big enough. They won't give you the blue check.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They denied me. So does Instagram keeps denying me too. It's kind of a piss off.
Just gotta keep trying.
Yeah, just have to keep
They'll give
trying.
it out eventually. Twitter is easier than Instagram, I think.
Yeah,
I
I
like
mean,
I was lucky. I had my NHL team do it for me, and it like
nice,
happened the next day, so I didn't have to actually do anything for it.
lucky, lucky. Must be nice.
Lucky guy. Sometimes I don't know like what my life is like. It's crazy. Like what am I? How is this happening? Sometimes.
How did I go from playing in the NHL to being a crypto influencer?
Yeah. Tweeting about gambling companies, you know, talking about protein, like it's just crazy. Twitter and Instagram.
as
What a world.
as you're looking at your 18 gold medals on the wall.
Actually, I do. Well, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's like legit. Like I can brag about that. But brag about being a Twitter influencer, I don't know if I can do that. But I do want to like officially announce that I don't know if I'm the first like trainer to do it. I don't know if I'm like because I do my online business. I do online workouts, fitness, nutrition, everything kind of all together. Home workouts, gym workouts. I'm want to be the first trainer that accept Bitcoin. I mean, maybe there's some other trainers out there, but I'm going to be the first trainer that accepts cryptocurrencies for payment. And
Oh
hopefully
boy.
you give me a good currency and it goes up and we're both happy. If you give me like one of those bad coins and it goes down, then hey, you got some workouts and got to get your body in shape. So I
There
definitely
you go.
wanted to let everybody know that.
Awesome. Congratulations. How do you set that up? They'll just transfer like coin to your wallet and then you'll say, "Hey, got it."
Yeah,
Here's your
exactly.
Okay.
So we set the prices and everything, and I have a 4 week program and an 8 week program. So you decide what you want, whether you want the at home gym workouts or you want the in the gym workouts, and transfer the money, and I send the programs. Me and my sister have been working on new programs and working hard the last couple of years, and have really grown our client base, and things have been going well.
That's awesome. That'll be sweet.
Yeah, man. I hope everybody starts accepting this crypto. I tweeted this morning, like, when's Starbucks gonna accept it? You know, when's like Apple Pay? Like, eventually, it's the future. I believe, but maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm, you know, one of those guys that just want to believe in this crazy thing. But it's just so much easier to make payments. And I've been having so much trouble trying to get my money out of banks in Russia and
Oh,
Switzerland and Slovakia and all these different countries. And whereas with Bitcoin, you can transfer any amount and it happens immediately, it seems like. So I think it's definitely the future.
I think they hit you with some fees though, depending on the coin, don't they?
Yeah, every coin's different. Like Safe Moon is 10% in, you get chopped off. And
Yeah,
then if you want to take your money out, it's 10%. So it's better to keep your Safe Moon in there.
yeah.
So if people are paying me in Safe Moon, that probably doesn't make sense for them. But if they want to, they can. I would definitely take it. And um, but yes, you definitely got to know if you're in the crypto space, you got to know what kind of fees are coming out when you're doing
Yeah,
transactions. So, but most of
definitely.
them aren't that high. That's kind of like the high hodl they call it, the high hold
We
time in
definitely
hand.
got to get some crypto people in here to chat with us about it and teach us more about it,
Yeah,
so we're not losing so much money.
they can explain it to it like a lot better than as 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 we can because we're what 3 4 weeks old and these guys have been
Yeah,
doing it since 2017 and even earlier 2013. So I remember my buddies like in Slovakia when I was playing there, they were running around the city trying to find these Bitcoin ATMs, and I was like, "What are you guys doing? Like, this is crazy! Like, you're putting this money in." And like, my financial advisor was like, "Make sure you stay out of Bitcoin. Like, you don't know where it's gonna go." And now it's just like, if I would have been in it like 4 years ago,
yeah.
I I'd be laughing right now.
Well, didn't you say the same thing with Doge last year too? Your financial advisor said not to get in it, and now like this year would have been a gazillionaire.
No,
Betting.
not with Doge. I feel like Doge just like took off like the last like 4 or 5 months. But I think at some point I was thinking like maybe I should get into Doge and then just never ended up doing it and then it took off. But like Doge was created as like a complete joke. Like it was never
Yeah,
supposed to be like any type of currency and now it's worth, a ton of money. Guys are like millionaires from
yeah.
having some Dogecoin, and Elon Musk is taking it to the moon. So it's pretty crazy that world.
If I would have put that 5K in it last year that I was going to invest, I would have been pulling out a nice $1.2 million this year.
Yeah, that's right.
It
We
would have
did
been
the
sweet.
math, and instead you put it into a song that didn't work out or something.
No, I just put it into the Alphaman record, just some extra marketing instead of putting it into the coins. I put it into the marketing for the song. I mean,
So that's still a good opportunity,
worked
but
out.
you
Yeah,
would have been a lot more rich with the Doge.
yeah. Could have put a lot more money into the song if I invested into the Doge. Could have
Then
been
you'd
on.
probably have like your next record would be with Bieber or something.
Yeah, some it'd be up there. I definitely have the cash to afford a big feature or a record deal, something like that.
Definitely. All right,
Uh,
we'll get a crypto guy on maybe next week and really start talking about it. But um, I'd say this was pretty good for today. It's good to be back on the show.